Alright guys, today we're going to do Sweet Pea by Amos. It's a really good song out of the, I think like the 2000s, but it's a really cool song to learn guitar. It helps you learn some cool chords and transitions that will be good for you. So let's just go through it real quick. It's a pretty simple song. It just kind of repeats itself with the exception of like a bridge that's a little different, but for the most part it's the same all the way through. So we're going to do it finger picking, and basically what our right hand is doing is just kind of, so we take that away. What I'm doing really is just plucking the bass note of every chord with my thumb and just kind of raking down with my pointer finger, and then sometimes strumming up. You just kind of have to feel it out. Some of those chords are not great, but you get the gist. Okay, so let's do this. Go through it one time, which is the verse, and then I'll just show you the bridge, and that's really the only difference to the whole song. All right, so it starts like this. You're gonna have an E chord, Sweet Pea, and then you're gonna transition to a G sharp 7. If you don't know what that is, you're gonna bar everything on the 4th fret. Then you're gonna put the middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string, and your ring finger is going to go on the 6th fret of the A string. Alright, and from there you're going to go to a C sharp minor 7, which is actually pretty easy. You're just going to bar everything from the 4th fret, from the A all the way to the high E with your pointer finger. Your middle finger will go down on the 5th fret of the B string, and your ring finger will go down on the 6th fret of the D string. You don't pick the low E there. This is where making sure your thumb, when I'm doing that kind of picking, is making sure we're getting on our root note, which in this case is on the A string. Alright, and from there you can actually do a cool little walk down to your next chord. So far we've got Sweet Pea, apple of my eye, I don't know when and I don't know why. I can show you the walk down real quick. I think it works better in the bridge, but all you're really doing is when you're playing your C sharp minor 7, you quickly hit the 4th fret of the low E into our next chord, which is an F sharp 7. F sharp 7 is the same thing as our G sharp 7. We just slide everything down 2 frets. So barring the 2nd fret, then your middle finger is on the 3rd fret of the G, and then your ring finger is on the 4th fret of the A. Alright, and then we're going to do kind of a quick change. It goes, you're the only reason I keep on coming home. Alright, what that is an E chord to quickly to that C sharp minor 7 again, and then A, D. Now, a couple options here. You could bar it. It's a regular A bar chord, which is everything barred at the 5th fret, middle finger on the 6th fret of the G, ring finger on the 7th fret of the A, and then your your pinky finger on the 7th fret of the D. And then take that same shape and slide it up 2 frets to get your B. Or you could play open A, and you can even play a B7 open. So you don't have to do bar chords if you don't want to with that one. Either one works. So you put all that together, you got a verse, right? Sweet pea, apple of my eye, I don't know when and I don't know why. You're the only reason I keep on coming home. If you want to for the A and the B, what you see me doing there is I'm reaching with my thumb to grab that 5th fret of the A string, and then I've got my pointer finger on the 5th fret of the B, my middle finger on the 6th fret of the G, and my ring finger on the 7th fret of the D. And that just allows you to kind of throw your pinky in whenever you want to. But you don't have to do that, you can just do the bars. Okay, so it does that twice. You do that same thing over twice for 2 verses. And then you get to the I'm like the rock of Gibraltar, I'm always gonna falter, and the world's just getting away. I know I'm gonna crumble, I got to stay humble, but I never think of before I say. Alright, so this is actually really, really easy. What you're going to start with is the same. You don't have to learn any new chords here. You got a G sharp 7. I'm always going to falter. And then you're going to do your C sharp minor 7. This is where that kind of that walk down sounds really cool, because you're going to go 4 on the low E right into your F sharp 7, and then a B7 real quick. And you kind of don't even pluck it. You kind of pluck it and you stop, and then you're right into the verse again. So there you go. That's the entirety of the song. It's a pretty simple song, but again, it's a very, very cool song as far as the chord progressions go. It sounds great in acoustic guitar. So I hope you found that helpful.